A company fired me right after I finished their biggest project. I got my revenge, and they are now in liquidation. Am I the asshole?
Let's get into it.
I, 28M, spent nearly a year working for a mid-sized tech company. And when I say I gave everything to this job, I mean everything. When I was first hired, they sold me a dream. I'd be leading a career-defining project, something that would put me on track for a promotion and long-term growth within the company. At first, it really felt like that promise was real. My manager constantly praised me. I was told things like, "We couldn't do this without you," and "You're going to be a huge part of this company's future." So naturally, I went all in. I worked late nights, weekends, skipped social events, and even cancelled a holiday I had planned months in advance. The project itself was intense. I was responsible for building a complex system from scratch: design, implementation, testing, everything. There were moments where things nearly fell apart, but I always managed to fix them. Honestly, I was proud of what I created. After 11 months of non-stop work, we finally launched, and it was a massive success. Clients loved it. The system performed better than expected. Senior leadership praised the results in meetings. My manager even told me, "This is just the beginning for you here." So imagine my confusion when the very next morning I got a calendar invite titled, "Quick Catch-Up." I walked into the meeting thinking it would be a debrief or maybe even a congratulations. Instead, HR was there. They told me that due to budget restructuring, my role was being made redundant, effective immediately. No transition period, no warning, just like that, I was out. I didn't even know what to say. What made it worse was finding out, through a coworker later, that they had already been training someone internally to take over parts of the system I built. Which means they knew. They planned it. I felt completely used, like I was just there to do the hard part, and once it was done, I was disposable. Now here's where things get messy. During the project, I had created a set of automation tools to make my workflow faster. These weren't officially part of the system deliverables. They were tools I built on my own time to help me manage everything more efficiently. They were connected to my personal accounts and weren't documented in the company's internal systems. When I was let go, I removed access to those tools. I didn't break the project. I didn't delete anything essential. The system still works exactly as delivered. But without those automations, everything takes longer. Way longer. What used to take minutes now takes hours. Some processes that were seamless are now manual and clunky. A couple of weeks later, I started hearing from former co-workers. Deadlines were slipping. Clients were starting to complain. Management was confused about why things weren't running as smoothly as before. Then, I got the email. My old manager reached out saying they'd run into a few unexpected challenges and asked if I'd be open to coming back temporarily to help. I'll admit, I stared at that email for a long time. Part of me was tempted. Not gonna lie, the idea of charging them a ridiculous rate crossed my mind immediately. Like, you didn't value me then, but now you need me? But the more I thought about it, the more I just felt done. So I replied, kept it short. "I'm not available, but I wish you the best." And that was it. No drama, no back and forth, just close that chapter completely. Now I'm kind of stuck wondering if I handled it right. The last I heard, the company is being liquidated. I didn't sabotage anything, but I also didn't make it easy for them either. Some of my friends say it's justified. Others think I should have just left everything as is and walked away clean. So, am I the asshole?
Nah, I'm sorry. The audacity of that email would have sent me. "Hey, we fired you. Can you come fix our problems?" Like what?
I know. When I heard that part and was like, are they serious? The timing is insane.
And you just know they thought he'd say yes as well. Probably assumed he'd be desperate or something.
Or that he'd feel guilty because his old co-workers are struggling. Okay, I do feel a bit bad for the co-workers. They didn't do anything.
That's the only part that makes me hesitate, because they're the ones dealing with all the manual work now.
But also, that's kind of on the company, right? They cut the guy who literally built the system. What did they expect?
Exactly. Like, you don't just remove the person holding everything together and assume it'll be fine.
Also, him saying no? I like that. That's self-respect. I would have been so tempted to go back just to charge them something crazy.
Oh, 100%. I feel the same. But I think saying no is kind of more satisfying. Like, you don't get access to me anymore. End of story.
Yeah, no second chances. You had your chance.
I don't even think removing the automation tools was that bad either. They weren't part of the job technically.
Right. If anything, they got used to something they weren't even paying for.
Honestly, this just feels like consequences catching up with them.
Agreed. I'm saying not the a-hole.
Definitely not. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. See you next time.
See you next time.